3 years ago, I became a part of a dream to create an escape in the mountains off-grid in a cabin by the river. While the structure itself was years of work, and you can find that process throughout my other videos, one thing in particular that was important to us was having a garden. We really wanted to grow a lot of our own food and be self-sustainable, and for a while, things felt like they were on the right track. Second one. So there's a few different sections of landscaping along the driveway when you come into the cabin, and over time the weeds have just been accumulating this year. A lot of it is this thick grass, and I just want to get it out before it completely takes over. And those may have well been my famous last words, because the 2 years leading up to now, I spent my summers weeding like crazy, trying to maintain the landscape while doing my first real renovation, fighting a battle I simply was not winning, especially since chemicals would never be my method. Everywhere we had wood chipped that first summer was turning completely green. My once colorful, clean section of flowers and herbs now indistinguishable from the mass overgrowth. The garden exterior, once a beautiful brown, covered in pines and weeds. What really hit the hardest was that the garden, once so loved for and tidy, felt abandoned, desolate. I never hit my big goal of providing us with sufficient food. And my solar irrigation system, once functional and efficient, was now broken into pieces. Every bank was covered and unkept, and my fence, once durable and effective, was left bent and coming undone. The beautiful stone steps to the cabin, accumulating thick plant matter. The grass side yard we handcrafted and diligently mowed now was a meadow of sorts. The rhododendrons, once carefully covered and uncovered with the seasons, now lay next to scraps of left behind plastic and mesh. The exterior, once so polished and picked up, has webs everywhere. And after many attempts, the hot tub never became operational. Inside the cabin, one of our repurposed barn boards we spent hours on had fallen. Where I had placed mouse repellent was sprinkled with droppings. Oh, it was so overwhelming. The cabin has given me so much. I want to have that deep reciprocity with it and continually return the love. So after taking in all that had happened, I went to the river to just de-stress and cool off, and I got a grip and realized that it was all temporary. The Japanese proverb, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. I can always try again, I can take the lessons with me, and I can come back stronger and smarter. So I know that this begs the question of why has the off-grid cabin gotten to the point it's at right now? Kyle and I were living during all of these renovations and projects at the cabin. We're living in an apartment that really was hard to accommodate 2 people and a cat and 2 businesses. We were on this long search of looking for a house, and then after years of searching we found a home, an A-frame cabin that needs so much attention, and this is all because we can't legally live full-time at the off-grid cabin. it is what it is. My whole channel is filled with this story, how we found this house, what we've done to it so far, the entire process that I was part of for the off-grid cabin. So I won't get too redundant with that. It is at a point sort of where it feels like I have failed at a lot that I set out to do with the cabin on a lot of levels. I wanted to be there more. I wanted to care for the land, give it the attention that it needs and deserves. At the same time, realistically, it's only been a year that we haven't regularly been there, and gosh, can a place transform in 1 year? I shouldn't say never because there's still a whole lot of life left, but I wasn't able yet to ever cultivate a very successful garden. The elements not cooperating and just being off grid, it would take years of problem solving to grow a very successful garden there, especially one that you could be very reliant on. Deer have just demolished things, used to have systems in place for that. Everything just is broken. The way I'm going to digest this is that I failed, comma, not I failed, period. I failed so far, comma, but the future has a heck of a lot to hold, and right now our home needs all of the attention we can give it. So with that being said, we have built a very big garden here from scratch. That video is also on my channel, but I want to give you all a proper tour and update of how that has come along because we are eating out of it a lot. So let's go outside and take a look. We just lost power again. It's been happening so often this summer, but this time instead of flickering on and off and eventually coming back, it's been out for a bit. So we're gonna have to use the transfer switch that we have hooked up to the Jackery. No power.
So, and the main lights.
All right, we're back. If we hadn't had the Jackery 2000 plus solar generator, we would not have been able to keep working. If the power goes out, our businesses go down. Never mind losing all of the food in our fridge, including the garden harvests. So I'm very excited to announce that Jackery is the sponsor of this video. With all the large storms we've been having up here, this has become an essential for us. Being prepared for natural disaster is a must. The Jackery 2000 plus solar generator gives us peace of mind with its large and expandable capacity, 2 to 24 kilowatt hours, supporting long-term power supply for disaster preparedness. And with its 3 to 6 kilowatt output power, we can keep large appliances on like our refrigerator. It has a quick, industry-leading 2-hour solar charging speed, and if you do a wall charge, it only takes 100 minutes to get to 80% battery, and also features quiet charging mode, which is under 30 decibels. We love having the transfer switch function. It gives you customizable power options and priority power management. On top of this, it has ultra-long standby mode, so you can store it long-term and not have to worry. This generator also has an emergency power backup function, so Also, there's automatic power switching in just 20 milliseconds. And to seal the deal, there's a 5-year full warranty. And right now, Jackery has a bunch of sales going on. I've got the links in my description, so you can click the one that's most applicable to you. So thanks again to Jackery for sponsoring this video and keeping us supplied with power throughout outages. On a really beautiful, misty, golden summer morning, I went down to the stream where there was a huge bloom of rambler rose, which is also known as multiflora rose. Even though it is invasive, I always try to do a sustainable, conscious forage or harvest. The ratio that I took would not even put a dent in the overall quantity, and when I was down there, it was so sensory. The trickling of the water is so good, but also the way that the warm breeze carried the aroma of the rose was heavenly. It was so cool to be immersed in this floral fairy tale like pocket, and I had a really special creation I wanted to make with this seasonal treat. This heat wave has been seriously inescapable. We don't have AC in the house still right now, just fans that are spinning everywhere, but between the humidity and the high temperatures, it has been brutal. We have been getting a lot of these almost like tropical feeling thunderstorms too. So I just went outside for a little bit with Kyle and we just stood under the rain and tried to cool off. I've been extracting the rose petals for 2 or 3 days now and getting the essential oils drawn out of the petals through the alcohol. So what I want to do now is dilute that. I almost forgot I need to put a little oil in here too. So now this needs to sit for probably 7 to 10 days. And then I'll take the rose petals out and put it into a spray bottle. The salad that I decided to make with this big broccoli harvest is something that combines a lot of different textures and tastes and comes together really nicely. It's one of my favorite salads to have in the season. So I started with the broccoli, of course, and then I added some local apple. Everything has to be sliced pretty finely, and I cannot wait until the day that we'll be able to use our own apples from our own trees here. But for now, I'm grateful grateful to be able to get such local organic produce to fill in the gaps. Then I added some fresh red onion. You could probably use any onion you'd like, but I just find this one to be the best. So scoop it all up, combine it in a very big bowl. I added unsweetened cranberries, pumpkin seeds, and sliced almonds. Then instead of a typical mayo dressing, I like to do Greek yogurt, local honey, apple cider vinegar, cracked pepper, mineral salts, and then I give it a really good thorough stirring, which can take some time. Then I'll just pour it over the top and incorporate it really well. And that's it. It's really easy, it's nutritious, tons of protein, just so tasty. This salad is so good. I will just eat it straight up with nothing else as a meal or a snack in the summer, and having it on hand for different things throughout the week is really nice. I swear over the next couple days it just gets better because everything kind of soaks in but still maintains a really good crunch. Such a good way to use a ton of broccoli at once. So that final step I'm working on right now is just further diluting the extraction a little more so that it'll be a usable perfume. You don't want it to smell too much like alcohol. Distilled water is best for this. And check out this beautiful color. This is the Rambler Rose before it's diluted.
It smells like tea.
Yeah. I would love to do this with Tulsi.
My head perfectly cut off.
Been reflecting on it a little more with the cabin situation. Kyle was saying it is this lifelong project. I mean, I feel like everything we do, we just take so seriously, and it's always, what's the big project we can work on? Can we get everything done quickly so then we can enjoy it as soon as possible? But in the process of doing that, we get overwhelmed. So it's sort of counterintuitive.
Yeah, that's the
So
biggest.
how's your neck doing up there?
That's the biggest thing, is wanting to finish things so that you can enjoy them. And so then that's the only thing in your mind, and you rush and you rush and you want to get it done. You can still enjoy the process along the way, but you just want to get to that goal so then you can sit there and but you can't finish everything all at once. It's just not possible, and you kill yourself in the process if you just do too much and stress out over it. So it's okay to just slow it right down.
Yeah.
Instead of going 60, let's go 25. We're still going to get there. It's just going to take a little bit longer.
We're kind of coming to terms with it all now and trying to just enjoy the ride. Get your butt out of my face.
So, the cabin is obviously...
This is a cabin. This is the house. We need to have our house.
Alright.
We got to take care of the house first, which we're doing a good job at. We've got our garden. We've got a nice driveway. Now we've got to take care of the structure. And once we really get settled in life, then we can go back to the cabin.
Yeah, I think we will still carve some time out this summer and soon to try to just keep up with the things that need immediate attention. Still working a bit on the mouse issue.
It's a good problem to have two beautiful places that you can't find enough time to be at or work on, whatever.
Like when we were doing the whole cabin project, we were in an apartment, and the only time we really could get outside in our own space was the cabin, and now we have this home that has all of this in one place, centralized. But yeah, I mean, the cabin is its own thing, and we love it still so much. We love this house, and we'll just take it as it comes. And you know, I don't think it's by accident that I have this rose perfume spray now, because rose, right up with lavender, chamomile, is just so good for mellowing the mind aromatherapeutically. So I'm equipped with this now if I need it. I've got to test it now. I made a smaller bottle that was diluted 50-50. The other one is 75% of the extraction, 25% distilled water. Oh my gosh. This just blew my mind. Like, completely surpassed my expectations. Can you just imagine that I'm spraying it on you guys right now too? Another reminder to stop and smell the roses.